Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash everyday makeup drawer for the month of August. I know I only posted my July one about 3 weeks ago, but I really want to shift these videos to be at the very first of the month because they kind of replaced my monthly favorites and they just kept getting pushed back a little bit just because I was falling behind on my filming schedule. But that's why we're not actually going to be changing a ton in here for multiple reasons. One being it's only been in here for 3 weeks and not the 4 to 5 that I usually do. But also the last 2 weeks we've been at the beach literally 8 or 9 days out of the 2 weeks, and I don't wear makeup to the beach. So that's my little explanation, but in order to shift things forward, I'm filming this video today instead of being stuck with these products for the next 7 to 8 weeks, if that makes sense. So next month will be more exciting, I promise. As always, I'm going to give you a quick little overview of what's going on in here. And then we're going to jump into the makeup collection. You guys seem to like the newer format that I introduced last month, so we're going to be doing, something a little similar to that. I think I am going to adjust it a little bit again, but here, like I said, is an overview of what's going on. Up there are the lip products I wore this month. This little purple lid is the makeup I am currently testing, and then over there we have some palettes on that side. So this is what I've had going on for the last 3 weeks, but let's head over to my makeup storage. Okay, starting off in my new in makeup drawer, which a lot of this stuff isn't really all that new anymore. I first know I'm pulling in all of my Maybelline Creamy Matte lipsticks because I'm finally going to have a chance to film my lip swatch and review on these. So I definitely need to pull these in. I believe I only had 3 new ones. Yeah, so I'm going to be pulling in these 3 lipsticks for sure. I have quite a bit of eyeshadow that I'm testing out right now, so I don't think I need anything out of this bin. If you're unfamiliar, these 2 containers here hold the products that I've had for an embarrassing amount of time and haven't used, and these things are newer to me but still have not been tested. So I'm trying to kind of get through these products here first. I have a lot of cheek products currently. You know what, I actually do need a new eyeliner. So I'm going to pull in this Hikari eyeliner in the shade Raven. It's just a black liner. Just a regular old black liner. So I'm going to pull this in. I feel like that's not really enough to test out. You know what, let's pull in this highlighter. This is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow powder in the shade, I'm not sure, in the shade Illuminati. I know this is a very intense highlighter, so I'm going to give this a try and see if I like that, and that's going to be it for this drawer. Okay, so now we are in my eyeshadow palette drawer, and you guys know that I am rotating things along, so I'm going to return my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I really wanted to keep this in all summer because of all of the bright amazing shades in here. Wyatt dug his finger in that shade there, but I just saw a sneak peek for what's to come in this month's BoxyCharm, so I'm going to put this back actually, which kind of breaks my heart, but it defeats the purpose of rotating my eyeshadow palettes in this fashion if I'm just going to be using what I'm feeling in the moment, if that makes sense. So this is going to go back. That means next up I have the Pure Cosmetics Buff Collection palette. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3, but I mean, this is only $2 cheaper actually. This retails for $52, and the Urban Decay one retails for $54 US, but I believe I got this in a BoxyCharm. That's why I have this one, but this is what's up next. And I'm actually going to pull one more because I plan on doing an in-depth comparison video on the Crown Fuego eyeshadow palette compared to the Tartelette Toasted palette. So I need to pull this in to be able to do that video for you guys. But besides that, things are getting rotated properly, but I still want to be making relevant content for you. So that means next month we will be pulling in the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. And you know, we might pull in more than that, but that's where I'm at right now. I really failed at using my single eyeshadows this past month. The only one I actually used was this ColourPop one in the shade Kathleen Lights. It's a very bright, like orangey bronze kind of shade, I guess you can call it. Now I organized this a little bit different. They were in the containers like these back here. Let me adjust this a little. I had my ColourPop shadows in the same containers as these, but I couldn't really see what I was pulling all that well and rotate them very well. So I actually put it in a BoxyCharm box, and I'm going to rotate them like this way. So I don't know if that made sense. I have a cream shadow stick back here that kind of needs to be rotated too. So I'm going to put that up in the back up here and pull this one. This is the ColourPop Super Shock shadow, obviously in the shade Glow. This is another shadow that was in that Kathleen Lights quad. This is a great brow bone highlight. I love it. So I will get a lot of use out of this. Okay, now we're moving up to my foundation, concealer, powder, setting spray, primer, drawer. It's all in here. I haven't actually been rotating my foundations, like all my base products, very well this past month because I was doing in-depth reviews, which was in my testing new makeup follow-up. So I was using my L'Oreal Lumi pretty much every day. Same with the NYX HD concealer, stuff like that, so I can review it for you guys. So because of that, the only one I'm going to be putting back is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB. I use this quite a bit, so I'm going to pull from the front here. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 1W2, which is a great shade for me in the summertime. And then I'm going to push these forward and slide this in. These two back here are very, very light for me, and I can use them pretty much all year except for the summer months, so I feel okay with letting them just chill back here. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus and the lighter shade of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. They can just stay back there since I can use them, you know, 8 and 9 months out of the year. I'm actually going to skip over the concealers because, like I said, I was using the NYX HD one pretty much all month long and didn't use the other ones that I had pulled in. For powder, I'm going to return both my Bare Minerals Duo. I used this a lot this past month, as well as the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. And I want to pull in my Rimmel Stay Matte. This is a great mattifying powder for oily skin in the summertime. I also used the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray quite a bit this month, and I actually used up a setting spray this month as well. So the only other one I have in here to rotate with is my MAC Fix Plus. And for primer, I use this almost every single day. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, the mattifying version. So I think I'm going to skip these pore minimizing ones because the Professional is not my favorite, but it's in my project pan, and I always pull for like the other one I pull in over that one each time. So I think I'm going to pull in my Maybelline Blur and Smooth primer. I feel like I haven't used that in quite a while. This is going to be another boring drawer, and I'm not really sure how I want to do this. So right now I have like my blush palettes here, highlight palettes here. I had to stack them sideways like this because this BH one is so big. And then back there I have my contour palettes and then my cream and liquids back there. So I didn't actually get a chance to really use the blush palette I had pulled in because I was testing this one out for that review video like I mentioned. And same with the highlight palette. Well, actually it's kind of a total face palette. So I'm not going to be pulling anything from here. I am going to return in this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal into the creams and liquids back here. I've been trying to get more use out of them every month, and every month they're not my favorite. So I'm actually going to take a break this month and not pull in anything. I think instead of forcing myself to use them, I'm just going to take a step back for a little bit. But I do need a contour palette, and the next one up is this Morphe one. This is the 9C. So this is what I will be using this month. Okay, for this drawer, again, it's not going to be too exciting. I hardly used my single blushes at all because I had that huge 10 color blush palette. I needed to test, all the colors out, obviously, to do a review. So I wasn't picking up my singles too much except for my Project Pan one. In terms of bronzer, I was mostly using the one I reviewed, which was the Ciate London one. Which is obviously the last one back here. Oh, this is not going well. It's hard when you have full size and sample size stuff. They don't like to play nice together. So the only one I'm going to be returning is this e.l.f. Sun-Kissed Glow bronzer. This was in my testing little lid or whatever you want to call it that I have going on over there for the last 2 months, and I really do like it. It gives a healthy glow to the skin. It does have shimmer to it, but it's not too noticeable, but it is quite light. Whoops, sorry. Quite light for me right now. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this does not look like a bronzer on me anymore. So this is going to go back to the back of the pile there. So I'm going to pull one more. In the front here is a Kevyn Aucoin contour powder, but since I pulled in my contour kit and I'm not super into contour right now, I'm going to pull in this. This is the Balm Bahama Mama, and oh boy is this tiny, but since I have I only have 2 other bronzers, so I'm actually going to pull in 2. So I'm also going to pull in this Physicians Formula Bronze Booster. This is in the medium to dark shade. Don't ask me why I thought to get this one, but it actually does work really well in the summertime. And I have 2 highlighters here that I used quite a bit. The first one is the Becca highlight in Prosecco Pop. This is quite dark for me. Like, it's probably one of the darker highlights that I own, but I mean, this time of year is really the only time of year I can use this, and same goes with this Cougar Diamond Kiss highlight. It is a very yellow gold shade, but it actually looked really nice with a tan. But I'm ready to put these ones back and pull in these 2 in the front. The first is the Vintage by Jessica Libeskind highlight in rose gold. This one is very pinky. And I have, whoopsie, the Physicians Formula Shimmer Brick in Natural Nude. Now that I have a tan, I can maybe dip into these deeper tones a tiny bit. Obviously, I'll have to mix all of them together, but you can also use these as eyeshadows. This is a fabulous, cruelty-free, affordable highlighter. If you don't have it, I definitely recommend you pick it up. The packaging is atrocious, as all Physicians Formula packaging. Like, look how bulky these 2 products are compared to, a normal compact. Anyways, so that's it for this drawer as well. Okay, so this is my Bullet lipsticks, lip treatments, exfoliants, blah blah blah, and my lip crayons, as well as, like, these are lipsticks. These are from Makeup Geek as well as ColourPop, but they don't really fit well in a standard, lipstick holder. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a review on the Maybelline matte lipsticks. So although I do rotate these reaching for these ones first and putting the ones I just used down here. Because I'm doing a specific review this month, I'm going to pull these two in. And because I'm doing a review, I'm going to want to be using them a ton. So although I'm putting back 3 and only taking 2 out, I also pulled in 3 from my new makeup drawer. So I'm actually just going to put these ones back in the bottom and not pull out any more, but I'm going to rotate these over and pop these ones in like so. I don't rotate through my lip treatments and stuff, just when I need them I pull them, and I didn't use the crayon or lippy stick or whatever that I had pulled last month, so I'm not going to pull anything more out of here. Now we're moving up to my lip gloss and liquid lipstick drawer. Someone commented on my last Shop My Stash with the most genius idea, because I was complaining that I couldn't, have them all laying flat on either of them, like they're 2 and 3 lipsticks deep, obviously, as you can see. She said, why don't I flip them so that the covers are on one side for the ones I've used recently and on the other side for the ones I need to pull, soon. So I thought that was an amazing idea. So even if they do roll over each other, I can still see which ones I've used most recently. And then, when they're all facing that way, I'll start flipping them the other way. I thought that was so smart. So I didn't actually use the glosses I had pulled last time, except for my Project Pan one. So I don't have anything to, pull or put back over here, but I did use 2 liquid lipsticks. I was just in a bullet lipstick mood. I don't really know why. I used the Revlon HD Matte Lip Color in the shade Seduction, as well as the ColourPop Ultra Satin and Magic Wand. This is such a great nude for me, but I think it's going bad. I have to whip it up each time I use it, so I don't know. But look at that nude. It looks so great on my skin tone. I'm really sad, but I'll probably end up repurchasing this because I love it that much. So before I push them into there, I'm going to pull these 2. This one is the Adesse New York HD Liquid Lipstick. It doesn't have a shade. I guess that's all it is. I got this in BoxyCharm. I still have 2 e.l.f. to use, so I'm not going to pull that. What other one do I want? I don't have another peachy lipstick going on right now, so I'm going to pull in this Tartist lip paint in the shade Home Slice. It's like a burnt peachy type of shade. Super beautiful. I think that will look good with a tan. And then I'm going to try and smush all these up here as much as possible and plop in those with the caps facing that direction, and these ones are facing this direction. You get the gist. And lastly, up here we have eyeshadow primers in the back, then brow pencils, then eyeliners. These are colored or brown, and these are all my black liners. I just pulled in a new black liner to try. So I think the only thing I'm going to pull out of here is a colored liner, and sorry, we just went a little wonky. I'm going to return in my Mally light blue liner. I did use this one once, but that's still some use. And I think I want to pull in my purple one. Where'd that go? Oh, right here. This purple one, this is from Pencil Me. It's in the shade, sorry, Amethyst. So I'm going to pull that one in for colored, and I think that's all I need. I didn't really use liner all that much, and I was testing a brow pencil, so I don't really want to switch those out right now. Actually, I'm going to take my liquid liner, the Physicians Formula Eye Booster, and put in my Pretty Vulgar one, because when I was doing liner, I was pretty much only using that gel liner. Alright, so this is what the drawer is looking like this month. Down here, as always, I have a setting spray to foil my shadows, lash glue, white mixer, you know, sharpeners, the everyday essentials kind of. Up here are all of my cheek products. So because I didn't show all of the products while we were shopping my stash, I'm just going to quickly show you what's in here. We have this Pacifica Duo, the Pure Bronze and Brighten. I didn't use this much at all. The Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer, the Physicians Formula Beige Pearl, that's in my Project Pan. Another Project Pan item, Physicians Formula Butter Blush. I only used that once and didn't really pay attention to if I liked it or not. MAC Melba. These you saw. This blush is in my Project Pan, and then this is a Seraphine Botanicals blush in Happy Hibiscus. Yeah. Didn't really get a lot of use out of those either. In terms of foundations, I have the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I'm going to use this as much as possible in the next month and into September, as long as the color works for me, and then it needs to go in the trash. This is my oldest foundation, Project Pan Foundation, Revlon Color Stay, and you know, the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Primer, I have Project Pan item, the new Maybelline one I pulled. I have this under eye corrector that's also my Project Pan. And these are the two concealers that I'm trying to get use out of. The Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light, which only matches me in the summer. And the Morphe concealer, I need to decide if I like this and want to keep it. Over here I have my Project Pan powder and the Rimmel Stay Matte and the Morphe contour kit I just pulled in. For eyeshadow primers, I only used this once, and like I said earlier, I wasn't really paying attention to what I was putting on my face except for what I was reviewing. I did like a bulk review, and that's a Project Pan. For brows, I have a brow powder and the ABH brow definer, the Brow Gal tinted brow gel. For mascara, I have the MAC in Extreme Dimension sample. I'm trying to use that up. The Pixi Brighten and Lighten Pencil Me Amethyst Physicians Formula Eye Booster. These are the single shadows I have. Most of these are the same. The baby's waking up. My primer water and setting spray. This is empty for the lip products. This is what I'm testing this month. This is BoxyCharm items, and then what I pulled. And this I pulled last month but haven't used. This is the NYX Prismatic Shadow in the shade Mermaid. I got that on clearance for like $4. Super pleased with that find. Excuse the screaming children in the background. And these are the palettes I have to test out over here, as well as this one that I got in BoxyCharm. Sorry the ending to this video was so rushed, but this is what my everyday makeup drawer is looking like for the month of August. I hope you guys are still liking this new format I have been trying out. Let me know, of course, if you do, or if you liked the old way, which would have been in June's everyday makeup drawer. If you wanted to go back and see the difference, please do give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed today's video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!